Good morning, everybody. Joe Chacho here. Happy Thursday, everybody. Today we're going to talk about something that is always on agents' minds. What did I do wrong? How did I mess up? And I've got some little notes here. We're talking about today, I want to think about it. And number two, I want to talk about is I changed my mind. Some of the more common things that happen to agents when they go to somebody's house. So what we got to do is that you got to sit and think, where does it all begin? You did your presentation and they say at the end of the presentation they want to think about it. So there's something that you could have done wrong. You could have done everything correctly. They just really weren't in the mood on buying. There's hundreds and hundreds of different reasons why people will say they want to think about it. So you need to sit and reflect on what you're doing when you're in a home, visiting with a client, and you're going through everything that you're doing. So let's talk about this here. You go through your whole presentation, you're done, you go over the pricing with them, you feel they're giving you buying signals, you're doing this, you're doing that, and say, you know, Joe, really appreciate what you've done. You know, I wouldn't buy from nobody but you because you really did a great job. Yet, I want to think about it. It's okay. So, what do you do at that point when you say they want to think about it? It's kind of like a deer in headlights. You're saying, my God, you gave me all the buying signals and you were letting me talk and, you know, you said yeah all the time and I said yes most of the time. And now you want to think about it. So now what you do, you get in the car and you beat yourself up because they want to sit and think about it and you can't figure out why. Now, I mentioned on the call about 2 weeks ago about recording yourself. Agent called me Tuesday, coincidentally, and asked me if I could speak about this, and he said yes. He said, Joe, he says, you know, I always heard you talk about recording yourself, and I didn't think it was really silly, but I just never thought about it, and I just said, you know, how's that really going to help? So these are the points he brought up to me when he ran across somebody who said, I want to think about it. I'm not ready to do nothing today. I said, what do you think you did wrong when you listened to yourself on the recording? He says, well, Joe, he says, I was speaking way too fast. He says, they were asking me questions. I guess I wasn't listening, and I really wasn't answering the question that they asked me. I caught myself interrupting the people when they were speaking and asked myself, why do you think you interrupted the people when they were speaking? He goes, because I guess I was excited of what I was going to say, and I didn't want to forget what I was going to say. So he got excited. And he says, my transitions from going from the warm-up to the presentation to going over some different items on what they cost, he says it wasn't as smooth as what I thought it was. So we went through a little Q&A back and forth. And you need to kind of go back when you're a child. You're 4 years old, 5 years old, you're walking around the kitchen and you're curious. Your mother says, don't touch that stove, little Joey. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get burned. Don't touch that stove. And what ends up happening is that it's not that you don't believe your mother. You want to make sure the stove is hot. So it's called the curiosity that kills the cat. So all of a sudden you touch that damn stove and you burn your finger. Your fingers are all red and you're over there crying like a little baby. But the thought never crosses your mind, I should have listened to my mother, because you're 5 years old. The thought is, I burned my finger. Now you're sitting and thinking, should I do that again? I burned my finger. And if I burn my finger and it hurts, I shouldn't do that again. So we need to sit and think about things that hurt us that we should not do again. And what we're doing is that we're doing the same presentation, the same routine over again. You're burning yourself, yet you're not making changes. So when you go into a house with a lead that you buy, make a presentation, and they tell you they want to think about, today's not a good day, you can't use my checking account, I need to talk to my kids. What you're doing is that the pain you're feeling when you leave the house is not painful enough to where you want to sit and say, I need to make some changes. Because what happens as humans, we have egos. It's kind of hard for us to admit to somebody, I'm not doing the job as well as what I should. Coach, I need some help. My manager, I need some help. Men, we got egos. We can't do that there because that shows a sign of weakness that we can't do it on our own. I'm asking you to put the ego, the pride, being Mr. Macho off to the side. Ladies, talk about it, okay? Talk about it with your manager, speak about it with me, because what ends up happening is that it's the same analogy when you're a young child, you put your hand on your stove and it burns it. When you're going into the house, you're feeling the pain, yet you're not doing anything to correct the pain. This is what I'm going to recommend you to do before we get into some of the objections. You need to revisit your style. You need to revisit the speed you're speaking in, if you're using voice inflection, the tone of your voice, the delivery. Are you speaking the entire time? Are you interrupting the people? Are you having a conversation to where they can talk with you when you're going over the stuff? Are you asking open-ended questions so when you're speaking with them, you're allowing them to talk to where they feel they are participating in this presentation? Because what ends up happening, we feel that we know everything. We want to over-educate. Sometimes the more you tell, the less you sell. Okay? So you need to sit and think, am I saying enough? Am I saying too much? Is the substance that I'm sharing with these people what they want to hear? Did I ask the client why they sent the card in? Was I listening to them when they gave me that answer? Because what ends up happening is that we're on a one-track mind. We're there, 9 o'clock appointment, you got one at 10 o'clock, it's a husband and wife, the person you're sitting with, you're going through because they're not giving you the correct signals in the beginning, so you just want to rush through it to where you can go to your 10 o'clock because now you got 2 people there and you think you're going to make a sale. Happens to everybody. What ends up happening is that you got to sit and think. A bird in hand is worth more than 2 in the bush, guys. Just because you got an appointment set doesn't mean they're going to be there. They could get to the door and they say, I changed my mind. So we need to sit and think when we're in a house and a client tells you a rejection, a rebuttal, or tells you an outright no, you've got to know what to say, how to say it right there. You can't say, well, hold on a second. Let me go through my book here, like an open book test. Let me go through my book here and see what answer is best for you, Ms. Jones. Ms. Jones, okay, it says if you're between 50 and 60, I should answer this way here. If you're a smoker or non-smoker, I must answer this way here. This stuff needs to be up here. This computer that we have up here has got to have different files that can open up very easily. And the only way to open up those files easily is to try to say to yourself, I'm leaving the house, my home stuff is going to stay home, unless you got something serious going on. Now it's my work computer's on. My work computer's on, and now I've got to sit and have all that other stuff cleared out. So you need to clear out that excess memory, okay? Thank you, Jenny. So now, when you're there, you can have all of these all your mind is now accessed on, I can't afford it, today's not a good day, I want to think about it. And those files got to open up. You got to have that WD-40. They got to open up, go back in nice and smooth, because when it's not smooth, you're bouncing around, you're saying and ease, you're making all these noises instead of stopping and thinking. I emphasize you to record yourself because you're by yourself. When you're by yourself, you think you're doing a great job. And most of you do a great job. Yet what we need to do is that if we do a 50% great job and the 50% not too good, we basically need to work on both of them. We need to get that 50% higher, and we need to get the other 50% a little bit lower, and the only way to do it is that you got to move the not so goods into the good category, and it takes practice. When a client tells you they want to think about something, in my opinion, is that you have not given them enough information for them to give you a yes or a no. Joe, everything you said is good, yet I want to think about it. So what I do is that I reflect and I sit and say, did I answer the questions that they really wanted to have asked? Was I looking at them in the eye? Was I speaking slowly? Was I answering the questions that they asked, or was I skirt-tailing because I didn't know the answer? A lot of times when somebody wants to think about it, it has something to do with us, and it has something to do with them just really not wanting it. So by them not wanting it, it could be the reason that you did not put enough emphasis on the need why they should buy it. You didn't hit the hot button on the reason why they sent the card in. You did not hone in on that need. Because what ends up happening is that through a presentation, they start throwing you curveballs. Here's curveball number one. I can't afford much. No. You can't take money out of my checking account. Oh, no. I need to talk to my kids about it. And what that does, it frazzles your brain. Your brain gets all out of whack, okay? Because they threw you some curveballs. Then to get to the end, they said they want to think about it. So when people sit and tell you, I want to talk to my kids, I don't want stuff coming out of my checking account, what that means is that now you need to take a step back and think, should I add into my presentation these things that I know people are going to say? When I go into a house, I'm going to say, hello, how you doing? I do my normal warm-up. What's going on? Bada bing, bada boom. And then from there, I'm going to say, okay, let me kind of tell you the reason you invited me here today. I said, you sent this card in and wanted some information. You told me either at the front door or you told me when we're sitting down here that you don't want your family to be burdened with the expenses when you pass away. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to see first if you qualify for one of these programs. From there, I'm going to ask you some personal questions. And with these personal questions, I'm going to ask you, everything we speak about is between just you and I. I can't tell nobody anything. Okay? Either I'm going to put you with a company that we're going to do a phone interview, or I'm going to do it on my iPad. It just depends on which one you qualify for. I'm going to ask you questions you may not want to answer. I'm going to ask you about your prescriptions. So I'm going to have you get me all your prescriptions out. And the nice thing about all this here is very simple. It's very easy. It's not as expensive as what people think. If you have a neighbor next door who's older than you, his or her premiums are going to be higher than yours. So let's kind of like not think about those other people's premiums, because now we're dealing with you and you are 62 years old. Okay? And also, I don't need any money today. I'm just going to have you, matter of fact, we talked about it earlier, you have your Social Security check come in on the 3rd or the 1st because you're underage disability, correct? Yes. So, okay. We're going to come up with an amount that you feel comfortable with. And then from there, your bank is going to send the money in to the insurance carrier. Not going to cost you nothing on the 1st of the month. So you don't even realize and that money's missing. Okay? I'm going to draw that there. I want to draw this big picture for them. So before I get to the end or get to the middle, I can have them sit and talk about, I don't want the money coming out of my account. I don't want to tell you about this. I've got this wrong with me. I want to know everything up front so I feel that I can answer this here. So at the end, when they say, I want to think about it, usually it's going to kind of boil down to, when you put into a funnel, is money. Okay? C-A-S-H. They cannot give a good reason to their brain for them to take their money out of their pocket and put it into your pocket. They can't. So either you have not built up the value of why you're there, you've not given them the reasons why they should buy from you today, okay? Or they just weren't listening, or they're only hearing bits and pieces of what you had to say. Thinking about it is a very common thing. When you go buy things, people say, how do you like this here? Well, it's nice. You know, we're just kind of thinking about what we want to buy today. We're really not sure. If the salesperson says, you know something, it's not listed yet today, this sofa is on sale. It's 100% leather, front and back. We have a 2-year warranty. We're going to give you some cleaner. We're going to give you some chemicals to put on here to make it look beautiful 10 years down the road. You got any problems with this here in the first 5 years? We got a money back guarantee. Everything is taken care of, and we can even work out monthly payments for you with no money down. Man, the guy's actually throwing out the red carpet for you. From the I want to think about it to, really, it's on sale. I can get this, I can get that. You can do monthly payments. It's got a warranty. I can return it. So you got to sit and think about when you're in a house, you got to draw these people a picture before you get to the end, before you even start talking about pricing. Okay? You got to tell them, what I'm here to do today is to accomplish the goal that you had when you sent this card in. You told me you sent this card in because you did not want your family to burden this expense. You need to find out if the family member that they're going to put as a beneficiary, who is that? It's my daughter, Marie. Okay, let me ask you a question. I'm doing this for like 23 years. Does your daughter have enough money in her checking account or your checking account to pay for all your expenses if, God forbid, you're in a traffic accident tomorrow? Don't talk. Let them answer that question. It's going to kill you. You're going to be in that doggone chair bouncing around because you're dying to talk. When you ask that question, let them speak. When they're not speaking immediately, believe it or not, that's not a cue for you to start running your mouth. It is a cue for you to sit back and think, I hit a hot button. That person's thinking of an answer. Let them think and let them speak. She doesn't have enough money. She doesn't have enough money. I don't have any money in my savings account. What you're going to do is that you're going to repeat what she just said. To make sure I'm clear, your daughter doesn't really have enough money. God forbid something happens to you tomorrow in an accident, and you don't have enough in your savings account or anything in your savings account to take care of this, right? Yes. You're reinforcing what they say. You're telling them back exactly what they told you. You're driving the point home. Okay? You're making this more real. You're making this, you've given them a left hook. You've given it right back to them. And you're going to say, fantastic. I understand what it is to be on a budget. I understand what it is not to have much money. Fortunately, today, I'm an independent broker. I represent 26 different companies. I'm going to find a program that's going to fit in your budget to where you've got the peace of mind that when that day comes, whenever, you've got nothing to worry about. So today, when we complete this whole process, the implied close, when we complete this entire process, I'm going to get you approved today. If you do an online app or you do a phone app, I'm going to get you approved today. So tonight when you go to bed, you've got peace of mind. When you lay your head on your pillow, it's all taken care of. Okay? That's the beauty part of me coming here. I'm a licensed agent. I'm here to help you. So what I wanted to do now is speak with you so we can kind of talk about your health, the medication you're on, kind of talk about what you can afford and what you feel that you will need when this day comes. I want you guys to draw them a picture of what's going to transpire. I've gone with some agents before. They walk in, they've got no flip book, they've got nothing. They make sales. I can't say they don't make sales. We got different styles. They say, Ms. Jones, my name is Larry. Send this card in. You want some information about a final expense program, and I'm here to go over it with you. Does $200 fit in your budget? The person said, man, what are you, crazy? I can't afford $200. He said, what about $150? What about $100? Price point selling. Okay? Need to ask you some questions to see if you qualify. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, thank you very much. Get an application, or no, I want to think about it. So my thought process is that this lead I have in my hand is money. This constitutes a reason for me to knock on that client's door. It's an excuse. It is a way for me to get inside to make money, to help that person out, give them peace of mind. And if I can help them, give them peace of mind, and give them a program that they feel comfortable with, hopefully what they're going to do, they're going to refer me to their neighbors, friends, or family. So everything we do, guys, is a chain reaction from the hello to the thank you. I appreciate doing business with you. I want to think about it. Usually has to do with You may not have done a proper presentation. You may have left something out. You may have been speaking too fast. You may have interrupted. They may not like you. Who knows? They may not like the cologne you're wearing. They may not like the perfume you're wearing, ladies. Who knows? You don't know. And the thing about it is that we get back in the car and we beat ourselves up. What in the hell did I do wrong today? Oh, it's going to be one of those bad days. Oh, my God, it started off just like yesterday. Oh, my Lord, I don't know what I'm going to do. This lead cost me $30. I don't know how I'm going to make money. What you're doing now is that you're doggone destroying yourself. You're actually in self-destruction mode. So we need to kind of sit and think, what can I do to get my mind in a proper headset so when I leave this house here, I can kind of erase, just forget about it. So when you get outside, you almost want to sit and say, okay, when I'm 5 feet from my car, everything that transpired in that house that was not good or not smart, I'm going to walk under this little invisible veil. It's going to all be erased, and the things that I did right will go up the next ladder. Okay? Can that happen? Well, yeah, it can happen. Okay? It's all between your ears, guys. Right here. All between your ears. Now, most of the time, when people want to think about it, it's usually money. So you need to ask yourself when they're telling you I want to think about it. There's different ways to do it. Okay? I may sit and say, ma'am, is this something you cannot afford? Or is this something you do not want to afford? The can afford and the want to afford basically mean the same thing. I have not given you enough reason, okay, for you to give me a voided check, which means their money, to give to me in an application to constitute a contract to where they feel comfortable giving you the money. They may not trust you. They may say, I don't like the damn clothes you're wearing. I don't like you wearing shorts to my house. You don't look like a professional. I don't like the way you have your hair in a ponytail. I want your hair down. You don't know. You don't know. So what ends up happening is that you drive yourself cuckoo, but yet if you record yourself, you analyze yourself, okay? You copy what that person is doing. Now you got to have your own style. You like wearing your hair in a ponytail. You like wearing certain perfume. You can't change that stuff there. That's that person's problem. Yet you got to sit and say, I am in work mode. Should I wear strong cologne, a strong perfume when I go to a house? I don't. I kind of want to have a nice little scent there. Okay? When it's too strong, it may get on somebody's nerves. Who knows? We need to sit and say, this is game time, it's show time. They're going to give me reasons and reasons on why they don't want to buy, so I need to be prepared. The pain of touching that stove, you're going to probably never touch that stove again, for the mere fact is you realize that pain hurt. So I'm asking you guys today, when you leave a house, record yourself to where you can see the pain that you are experiencing, so you can listen to yourself to figure out what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and what you need to improve on. And I guarantee you, because I've done it before to myself, is that you're going to catch yourself either speaking too fast, you're going to be interrupting the person, you're not going to be listening, you're not going to be doing good voice inflection, okay? I would love to have a camera. I wish I had a doggone camera to watch me when I'm in the house, to see if I'm bouncing around, see where my arms are, see if I'm fidgety. I would love to have a camera, okay? Because the mere fact is that you're a one-person show. You're an agent working, we're out hustling, so you need to do your best. Learn from what you've done wrong to make what you do right. Okay? Let's talk about, I'm going to change my mind on another day because I'm on the phone. I'm on the call a little bit longer than what I thought. So let's kind of think about this here. Where does it all begin when they give you a rebuttal? Does it start from the beginning? Does it start from even before you get there? Is it something unknown that happened to an agent before that you're not aware of? So these are the things you got to find out when you're speaking with somebody. Did you have insurance before? Why didn't you have it? Why do you no longer have it? Why didn't you get it? Did the agent give you all the information? So what you're trying to do is extract the information out of them to bring out what they were unhappy with, what they're happy about. Tell them what you're going to do better than the other guy, and I'm going to do better than this here on you. So think about this here. Get this video, listen to it over and over again, because this is the start of the healing process from your burnt finger and when they say, I want to think about it. With that said, guys, make it a great day. Appreciate your hard work. You got any questions, call me. Let's giddy up today. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.